So by now you would have received your Power Hour PDF. So let's go through it just to get you kind of more comfortable with the process. So we start off with waking up at about 6 o'clock. Now, when you awake, it's best to awake reasonably gently. If you've got a powerful alarm which jerks you out of sleep, that's actually not a great thing for your brain. You're better off being drawn out of sleep. You're best off if you don't use an alarm at all. And if you can train or have trained yourself to awake, then train yourself to awake at 6 o'clock. And you can do it, by the way. But that aside, if you can't, then use an alarm that's reasonably gentle. I use bedtime on my iPhone, on the app on the iPhone, and that is nice because you can give yourself actually a fairly gentle kind of awakening process, and that's much better off for you. Drink, first thing, you lose probably about a litre of fluid overnight. So to replace that, even with about 500 ml of cold water, is a great way to kind of start your day off. Cold water is good because it kicks up in your metabolism. Your body has to heat that water up as it goes into your stomach. And so that energy kind of kick-starts your body, if you like. And it's great if it's a little trick if you're trying to lose a bit of weight as well. So hydrate as early as you can. Then set yourself up for your meditation. Now, you call it what you like. Meditation, prayer and meditation, contemplation, whatever you're comfortable with, but a period of time, preferably about 20 minutes, where you're going to sit quietly, use your breath as your key to taking yourself into that kind of alpha state. Slow, deep breaths in, slow breath out. Usually try and make your breath out slightly longer than your breath in. I use a count of 4 in and 5 out, and that works well for me, but there are different ways of doing it. I won't prescribe that for you, but I think that's a good general rule to stick to. Don't be worried if your thoughts wander all over the place. Just every now and again, rein yourself in, come back to your breathing, concentrate on your breathing, and allow that contemplative, meditative state to develop and to mature. Very interestingly, the research shows that people who do meditate regularly actually increase a part of their brain to do with emotional intelligence, memory and learning. So you're actually doing yourself a big favor. You're actually increasing your brain size by meditating regularly. Meditators, by the way, have less risk of Alzheimer's and other dementias. So, it's a really great process to kind of learn and to get into, even if you're not spiritually inclined. Now, following the meditation, 20 minutes of meditation is a great time to redo your affirmations. Why? Because the meditation takes you into that alpha state, that, if you like, pre-dream state, where affirmations or things that you suggest to your mind, your subconscious, are readily taken in. They're not combating the conscious mind so much. They are absorbed by your unconscious mind much more easily. So take the time then to do your affirmations and visualizations. If you haven't seen it yet, there is my videos detailing the affirmation process, how to look at affirmations, how to do an affirmation and the sort of words to use, and then the visualization process that follows. Following affirmations, it's a good time to get your body up and going for the day and to do exercise. Now, I recommend the high intensity, short duration sort of exercise, what they call HIIT. Why? Because the research again is showing that this is very stimulating for your body. It actually gets you to a peak fitness level much more quickly than doing your conventional aerobic exercise. And it doesn't take a lot of time. In 10 or 15 minutes a day, you can actually get to a very high level of personal fitness. And 7 o'clock, say 15 minutes later, your day's ready to continue. And hopefully with that power hour, you've fired your brain up, you've fired your body up, you've got yourself ready to really tackle the day and to bring your dreams into reality. Now, let's jump ahead. You've got through your day, your evening, It's now about 9 o'clock in the evening. Now I'm saying 9 o'clock because this is the power hour before sleep, when you can prepare and do affirmations and do visualizations that can be very powerful for the day following and for your life following. Now, I'm saying 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock because, again, the research is very clear. 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night are what you need, or most of us need, for a brain that's functioning at its optimum and for a life that will work, for maximum happiness and opportunity. So please try and get a good night's sleep. Train yourself to 7 or 8 hours. The research suggests that probably about 7% of the population actually can get away with less sleep. They're actually genetically geared for it. But for most of us, that's not the case. If you want good brain function, if you want to decrease your risk of Alzheimer's and dementia later in life, if you want to increase personal health and well-being, then 7 to 8 hours sleep a night are what you need. So it's 9 o'clock, put away your technology. Preferably turn off the TV. Put down the phone, your iPad, your PC or your Mac, and get ready for sleep, or start preparing yourself for sleep. I would suggest doing a half hour of reading. It's interesting that when you read, it actually puts your brain into that alpha state. You're much more inclined to go into alpha state. And I don't mean reading off your Kindle or your iPad. It seems like technology and reading a real book wins every time in terms of getting your brain in the right kind of frame and the right mental frequency that we're looking at. About 9:30, do a gratitude list. Again, the research is very clear on this. If you sit down and write down 3, 5, 10 things that you're grateful for that has happened to you over the course of that day, or even your life up to date, then it puts you into a really positive frame of mind. And particularly, you can celebrate the wins. Is there something that's happened that day which has been great? Acknowledge it then. Think about it, particularly if it's some sort of successful outcome for your business or in your family or in your spiritual life, whatever it might be. Acknowledge it then. Take the time to acknowledge it. We spend so much time mulling over the negative in our minds. We don't take the time and opportunity to mull over the things that are positive. Why? Because you want to retrain your brain to see, focus on, and make use of the possible and positive opportunities that open themselves up to you every day. 10 minutes later, we're going to do 10 minutes of what we call forethought. Forethought is when you take the time to think about the next 24 hours. Think about your power hour in the morning. Think about the day as you want it to unfold. What is your best day? Close your eyes and contemplate that and see it unfolding in the next 24 hours. Strange things happen when you do this. You actually set yourself up, one, to see the opportunities for the best day to unfold, but also, it's a bit woo-woo, but sometimes that vibration that you get, that you set yourself, it's amazing how often that forethought, that pre-planning actually comes into effect and actually manifests as you've thought about it. And then finally, spend the last 10 minutes or so redoing your affirmations. Why? Because as you're preparing for sleep, this is the optimum time and opportunity for your brain to accept auto-suggestion, the suggestions that you're making to it that can then be accepted onto the subconscious and made a reality in your life. So take that last 10 minutes when you're slipping into the alpha state to do your affirmations one last time before you slip into, hopefully, a beautiful dreaming sleep that refreshes you, restores you, and paints a positive picture for your future.